What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Rising Above Adversity, AFC Bournemouth. And now there's a massive talking point that I need to start the episode off with. Of course, today we have two huge games in the Premier League against Chelsea and Manchester City. But at the top of your screen, you can see that it is currently the 2nd of February. The transfer window shut just a day ago. And well, we did some massive transfer business on deadline day. Some of you may know about this already. I was asking for a few opinions on a player that I was potentially looking to sign. And well, welcome to the club, Martin Karpf. This is a massive signing. You can see what a talented player he is. And we've spent a fair sum of money on this guy, 50 million to be precise. Some of you may think I'm absolutely bonkers spending this amount of money on a player, but for me, he is going to be a game changer, and I seriously mean that. And I don't just mean in the Premier League, I mean in Europe. This guy is going to be a game changer. 22 years old, Swiss international from AC Milan. He's on £170,000 a week. The first player that I've given over £100,000 to since I've started up this save. And generally I've been quite conservative with the money that I've spent. Until this season where we spent 30 million on Raheem Ait-Mokhtar, I generally didn't spend a lot of money on players. I tend to look for bargains. I spent maybe £15 million on a couple of players, but apart from that, most of my signings were under £10 million for the majority of this save. But we're getting to the point now where, we've won the league, we've won the FA Cup, we've won the Capital One Cup, we want the Champions League. And to win the Champions League, you need game changers, and this guy is going to be an absolute game changer. If we compare him to Benjamin Núñez, who is the player that he's going to replace in the side. Now, Benjamin Núñez is still a fantastic player, but let's compare the two. Karpf is a year younger than Benjamin Núñez, remember that. And without a doubt, in my opinion, he is a much superior player to Benjamin Núñez. Especially in the kind of the system that we play in, with a two-man midfield. Often the case is that Benjamin Núñez is just too lightweight in that centre midfield. And in Europe, I feel like this kind of player is someone that's going to take us to another level. You can see how highly rated. He's one of the best young midfielders in the world. Probably is the best young midfielder in the world. And he's now playing for Bournemouth. Of course, we've spent a lot of money to bring him in. But when I looked at the squad and I looked at what we needed, there wasn't a huge amount. I mean, if I take you to the squad now quickly, there isn't a huge amount that we need to add to this squad. Maybe one thing that we could add is a top goal scorer, but with the likes of Vieto, who's a very, very good striker, he doesn't score massive amounts of goals, but we've also got Negro, who also chips in with a good amount of goals. It's not a necessity, but what I feel like we need is someone in that centre of the park. Benjamin Núñez, his performances over the last 2 seasons haven't been that great. I mean, he had a fantastic first season, but if I remember correctly, now I actually don't remember 100% if this is correct, but during that season when he first came to the club, that was the season we actually won the league, and we generally played with a 3-man midfield. But since we've switched to a 2-man midfield, he's not struggled. His performances have been decent, but they haven't been top level, and what we need is top level in order to win the Champions League, and that is why I have signed Karpf. Again, I just feel like it was needed, but the money was there. We've got the finances to be able to make a deal like this happen. So why not? Why not just push the boat out and really push for the Champions League? Because this season, I feel like we've got a fantastic chance. And hopefully, he can deliver that. That was another big thing why I decided to sign him. He is eligible to play in the Champions League this season. He didn't. AC Milan were not in Europe this year, I don't think. So he is able to play in the Champions League, which is, of course, very, very important. But anyway, that is the new signing. Let me know what you think about it. Am I bonkers for spending this much money on a player, or am I justified in my reasonings for, bringing this guy in? Let me know what you think about it. But we're going to get on to the matters at hand in this episode, because as I said, 2 huge games against Chelsea and Manchester City. Before we get into the team news, let's look at the table, because Chelsea have found themselves in the title race. I'm not sure how they've done it. They've kind of just sneaked in under the radar, and they're now in the title race alongside ourselves and City. We are 2 points ahead of Chelsea, But it is important to note that they have played a game more than ourselves and City, and we're also 2 points ahead of City as well. So these are two massive games coming up. There's only one result actually to talk about since the last episode. That was a 0-0 draw at home to Norwich. Not the ideal result. We were deserving of the win, but we just couldn't find the back of the net. You can see John Ruddy got man of the match. And just not a good result. I said previously in another episode that Norwich always seem to give us a tough time, and they did it once again. And not ideal. But let's get to the team news for this first game of the episode against City. Now, we've got a few injury concerns. Cesar Oliveira, a big player, is out he's out for only a couple of days more, but he's out with a gashed arm. He cannot play. Andres Cubas, who is vitally important. I probably haven't even mentioned this, but he is now the captain of the club. He has been since the start of the season. He's out for 2 to 3 weeks, so he's going to miss this game. He's going to miss the City game, and I think he's going to miss the first leg of the Champions League tie against Leverkusen as well, which is not ideal. Big chance for Chininha to step up in that central midfield. He's progressing very, very nicely. And this is a big moment for him to come into the team in such a big time of the season and prove his worth. But Marcelo is also out injured, so quite a few first team players out. And but I think we've got the numbers, we've got the amount of players in the squad to be able to deal with that, and we've got the quality also. So we're playing Pereira in goal. Now, I've been playing him for a few games now. I'm starting to make that transition to make Pereira my number one goalkeeper. Of course, we brought him in at the start of last season. I kept Bardi as my number one because literally Bardi has not done anything wrong. Bardi has been superb in this save for me. But I'm trying to make this transition now and get Pereira into the team as my number one keeper. If we look at Bardi, again, he hasn't done anything wrong. He's been very, very good for us. He's 29 years old now. Of course, that is still young for a goalkeeper. But I feel like Pereira is going to be our future number one. So, this is the time, I feel like, to get him into the team, start to bed him in as our number one keeper. And yeah, that is kind of why he's playing in this game. And at the back, we've got Raheem Ait Mokhtar, Lee Song-yong, Mamana and Para. In the midfield, we've got Nunez starting. Now, Karp is not quite fit. You can see he's only got 89% conditioning, so he's not going to start this game. He probably will come off the bench at some point, and he most definitely will probably be starting the game against City away from home in a few days' time, but he's not going to start this one. So we've got Nunez and Chininha, as I mentioned, in the middle of the park, Correa on the right, Halilovic in the trequartista role, Fekir on the left, and Marco Negro up front. If we can get a win against Chelsea here today, it would give us a nice bit of breathing space ahead of them. Of course, as I said, we've still got to play one more game than them. And at home, we're most definitely going to be looking to get 3 points in this game. So far in this first half, it's been pretty dull. Chelsea has set up quite defensively with a 4-1-4-1 formation, but it is ourselves currently on the attack. Raheem Ait Mokhtar down in his right wing, plays it to Halilovic. It's a good tackle, but Correa will pick it up. Tackled again, but it falls to Halilovic. If we can get a ball in, Raheem Ait Mokhtar in the box. Pretty poor ball, and Oscar gets it clear. But again, we're keeping the pressure up. Raheem Ait Mokhtar with the ball, well dealt with again. Hopefully Chelsea do not hit us on the counter-attack, but they don't hit us on the counter. We win the ball back straight away again. Halilovic into Marco Negro. Can he get a shot away? He does, and it looked like it may have hit the post. I'm not sure, but Courtois does pick up the ball. And maybe one final chance in this half. Correa with the corner. Mamana rises above the rest for his third goal of the season. And what a fantastic start to the episode. As I said, I'm looking for 3 points, and we've deserved the goal. Look how dominant we've been so far in this game. And we've made the breakthrough just before half-time. No one marking Mamana. Free header, and he slots it home 1-0. But from the next highlight, Dybala with the free kick. John Stones goes in with a rebounded shot. And Pereira with a magnificent double save. You didn't see the save from the free kick, but you saw the save from the rebound. Good work from Pereira. And that is half-time in this game against Chelsea. Very, very good start. I tell the players I'm pleased with the performance. We've defended well. As I said, Chelsea set up quite defensively. They've obviously come into this game, happy to take a point away from it. But we've got that lead. That is important. Chelsea will probably look to come out and be a bit more attacking in the second half. Hopefully that will allow us to kind of pick them off, maybe get another goal and make this win secure. And another corner from Halilovic just after half-time. Lee Song-yong's in, and Negro's on there. And Courtois makes an absolutely magnificent save. It looked like it was going in, but Courtois stretches to deny. Another corner comes in, but it's well dealt with by the Chelsea defence. So, 62 minutes into the game, I think it's time, boys. I think it's time for Martin Karp to make his debut for Birmingham. Bournemouth, remember what team I'm managing. Right, Martin Karp is going to come on. Chininha is struggling without out there with fitness, but I'm going to leave him on. He's having an absolutely superb game in that central midfield. I said before the game, this is a big chance for him to show what a quality player is, and he's definitely showing that so far. But Martin Karp is going to come on, and I'm also going to bring on Luciano Vieto. Negro hasn't been able to make much of an impact in this game so far. Chelsea haven't created that much in this game, but they are on the attack. Dybala on the ball. He's been very isolated for Chelsea. As I said, they're setting up quite defensively, but he's prayed the ball through. I think he's offside. Rems, is he offside? He is offside. Rems, whatever his name is, offside. And we get away with it there. Straight from that, Martin Karp on the ball. He's stopped by Bonucci. And hopefully that doesn't lead to a Chelsea attack. But it's a poor ball forward. Although Raheem Akhtar, what have you just done? What have you just done? Dybala goes for a goal. Somehow doesn't put it into the back of the net. And Raheem Akhtar nearly cost us this win. Wow. There still is 3 minutes left in the game, and Chelsea are really pushing for this equalising goal. Jose Gaya has it on the left wing. Correa get a tackle in. Dybala off the bar, get it clear. Whacking Correa manages to do so. And Chelsea are really ramping up the pressure. Free corner comes in from Hazard. Martin Karp there defending to get it away. And the full-time whistle blows despite some late pressure from Chelsea. We managed to hold out a fantastic defensive performance. You can see Emmanuel Mamana getting man of the match. Of course, he scored the winner. Lee Song-yong, the whole defence, doing superbly. And also, I have to mention Chininha with an absolutely monster performance in the centre of the park. Just, what a player he's going to be. But yeah, that is a good start to the episode. Beating Chelsea. That means, of course, we go 5 points clear of them with an extra game to play. But next up, of course, Manchester City away from home. As I've mentioned it so many times now that ourselves and City have got this rivalry going on. We beat them when we won the league a few seasons ago. We beat them away from home in a massive game towards the end of the season. Maybe we can do it once again. So then I'm making some tactical changes for the game against City. Of course, we are away from home, and in all honesty, I would be happy to come away with a point from this game. Of course, not saying I don't want to get the 3 points, but, if we got a point from this game, I would be very satisfied. So, I'm going to set up with a 4-3-3. Martin Karp comes in for his full debut for Bournemouth. He goes straight into that centre midfield. I'm also going to play Núñez alongside him. Let's see how Núñez can play in a 3-man midfield. I've said he's been struggling since we switched to 2 in midfield in centre mid. So let's see what Núñez can do. Fekir drops out from this one. Halilovic will move out to the right and play as an inside forward. Correa will play out on the left. And Negro also drops out. I'm going to play Milik up front. In this kind of system, there's going to be a lot of times where the striker may be isolated. We need someone who's going to be able to hold the ball up and, wait for support. Milik is the best player that we've got at doing that. He's got the strength. He's also got very good pace as well. So he's going to be the kind of best player that we've got to hold up play and things like that. So we're going to bring in Milik. Negro drops to the bench for this one. So yeah, that is going to be the team. Oliveira is back from injury, but he's not quite fit enough for me, so he's going to sit out. You can also see I've set up with a defensive mentality. Of course, as I said, I would be very happy to get a point in this game, so I'm going to be a little bit more cautious, and let's see what we can do. Of course, City are 5 points behind us currently in the Premier League. Is it 5 points? No, 2 points, so I've just completely made that up. So they're 2 points behind us. It's going to be a huge game. Could the first opportunity of the game come our way? Raheem Mokhtar down on his right hand side. Martin Karp, what can he do? He plays it to Benjamin Núñez, and Benjamin Núñez, I said let's see what he can do in a 3-man midfield, and he's come up with a goal. It's rare to see him score. It's only his 3rd goal of the season. But what a goal, what a game to score in, against Manchester City, away from home. Martin Karp sets him up for his first assist on his first start, and with his left foot, he places it into the bottom corner, and we lead 1-0 at the Etihad. Wonderful start. But Man City could be looking to make a swift reply. Vincent Kompany on the ball. The ball is played out wide to Gareth Bale on this left-hand side. Kevin Volland's in there. I hate Kevin Volland. Kevin Volland gets on my nerves on this game. Morata with the first-time effort. Is it offside? It is offside. It was a fantastic strike, to be fair, but it's ruled out and we still lead 1-0. City really cranking up the pressure since going a goal behind. Another chance could be coming their way. Bernardo Silva, of course, they spent big money on him in January, but that's a poor pass from I'm not sure who, and Correa does dispossess it. Pereira plays it forward, but we just lose it, and then Kevin Volland's going to play the ball in. Martin Karpf back there defending. Brilliant job. Gareth Bale again, he seems to be getting quite a bit of space out on this left hand side for Man City. Plays in the ball. Kevin Volland hits the crossbar. And Vilhena with the strike, and that is a wonderful save by Pereira to keep him out. And there is half time. So Benjamin Nunes' goal does give us the lead going into the break. But City have done really well since the goal, and I honestly thought they was going to equalise before half-time, but we defended well. Chinini are not having a great game in front of the defence, which is of course a very, very important area, so we need him to step it up in the second half. And yeah, this would be a huge win and a big step towards the title if we can beat Manchester City here. Bernardo Silva though with the corner, Nastasic is in there. Pereira, I mean, let's see it again in 3D, but from the look of that ball was going awfully slow, and Pereira probably should have kept it out. We'll see it again though. City are level in this game. Bernardo Silva with the corner. Nastasic will get his head on it. Let's have a look at what... I mean, there's a man on the line. Parra's not even bothered to move there. I don't know what to say about that. There's some shocking defending going on there. 68 minutes into the game, I'm going to make a change. Halilovic is going to come off for Cesar Oliveira. I feel like it will just give us a bit more threat down on that right hand side. Since we actually took the lead, we haven't offered anything going forward, and although, you know, I've set up defensively, I still feel like, you know, there is chances for us to get forward and create problems for City, and we haven't done it. Chininha is still struggling out there, so I'm tempted to bring on Gamega and play him in the defensive midfield role. I'm going to do that. I'm going to take off Chininha, play Gamega. He can't really play there though, that's the thing. He's what I'll do, I won't set him as a deep line playmaker. I'll just simply set him as a defensive mid and see if that can do something. He's played really poor so far. But with just seconds to go in this game, it looks like we are going to get a point away from home after taking the lead. But Martin Karpf's on the ball here. Probably could have gone for a shot there, but it does end 1-0 at the Etihad. As I said, would have been happy with a point going into this game, and I am happy with a point. Benjamin Nunes getting man of the match, and maybe a 3-man midfield is something we may look to in the future, because as I said, he performs much better in one, and he still is a quality player. Martin Karpf, didn't have a fantastic game, pretty average. What rating did he get? Where is he? A 6.8. So yeah, not an amazing game, but you know, got to give him a little bit of time, I guess, to bed into the team. But that is it for today's episode. We finish up top of the table, still 2 points clear of City and 4 points ahead of Manchester United. So Manchester United are still not out of the title race. So, you know, we've still got a lot of work to do if we want to win the title this season. Chelsea's 6 points behind us in 4th, so it is tight at the top. Next episode, of course, we will have the Champions League against Leverkusen. I still haven't worked out how I'm going to structure the next episode. I might have to split up the first and second leg into 2 separate episodes, because as usual, usually I would do both legs in one episode, but we've got the Capital One Cup final coming up before the second leg, so I may have to split up the first and second leg into separate episodes with the Capital One Cup in between. But of course, you guys will know what's happening when I put out the episode. Anyway, if you did enjoy this episode, be sure to leave a like. Again, let me know what you think of the new signing. Was it a good decision? Am I mental? Please do let me know. But thank you guys for watching once again. It's been Halfback FM, and I'll see you guys in a bit.